All right, hey, we're excited to be here today. We've got Rance Matchin here to my right. We got three seniors, Gabe Harrell and Nathan Gordon. These are three seniors that are going to be vitally important for us for this year and us trying to find as much success as we can as a team. We are one of the few teams in the state that finished with a win last year. Finished on a 2-game winning streak, and so we're hoping to carry a little bit of that momentum over into this next season. We have worked really hard as a team, starting in January in the weight room and trying to get bigger, faster, stronger, and knowing that we're going to need that to carry over and try to grow our group, our team, and our program into who we need to be and want to be and representing Sylacauga. And so we saw a lot of tremendous strength gains and guys really buying into that. And so we've still got a lot of work to do. We're excited for the summer to come to an end and get into fall camp and getting pads on and continue to develop who we are as a team. I'm super excited about our coaching staff that we've put together over the last 2 years or year and a half that I've been here. We've added a lot of guys, a lot of coaches into the building that are with our guys every single day. In the year before I got here, I think there were 2 coaches in the building, and now we're up to about 6 guys in the building. We've helped grow our middle school staff, and so really just trying to do all the things that it takes to be a successful program. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. You got to have a lot of people that are invested and buying into what you're doing. And so I'm excited to be a part of it. In our short time of living in Sylacauga, my wife and my kids, we've really enjoyed the city and the people that we've met there. People have really embraced us with open arms, and we feel super blessed to be in the position that we're in right now. And so we are looking forward to a good season and seeing how the hard work that we've put in and the improvements that we're trying to make as a team and as a program where they can take us. So.
Trent and Gary, since y'all on standouts, are there any specific areas of the game you have focused on improving in the offseason?
Definitely our strength was a big part of that, and I kind of alluded to that a minute ago. We would kind of work out for about 8-week periods at a time and then do max days, and we did 2 or 3 of those. And we were keeping a chart of like how much team strength we were gaining. It was like, in bench press over an 8-week period, we were, getting 1,500 pounds stronger as a team. And then we had a squat where we're at 1,800 pounds stronger. And so it's like trying to get our guys to kind of buy into like, all right, you're working to grow and get stronger as an individual, but look what happens when we've got 75 guys that are all doing that. And the kind of gains that you're making, the confidence that you should be able to take onto the field with you, knowing that you've worked hard and prepared to give yourself a chance to win. Because, on a Friday night, a lot of times the team that is the most physical, the team that is the toughest, the team that's put in the most work, that really believes in the work that they've put in, they're going to go out there and play with confidence and win more often than not. That's definitely been a big focus for us. We got some great things happening around our program. We actually spent the morning, we had workouts and watched film, and we spent the morning loading a bunch of new weight equipment. Our school is really kind of buying into some of the things that we're doing. So we have revamped our field house and kind of redesigned it, knocked out some walls, made it have a bigger space for a weight room. And today we got our first shipment of stuff in, and so they're putting it all together. Worked with right equipment on that. So our superintendent, Dr. Michelle Eller, and our school board and everybody's kind of buying into wanting to invest in these young men and give them the best opportunity that we can to be successful.
Derek Chapman with Central Alabama Standouts. Coach, what are your expectations for the team's performance this season?
Yeah, I mean, we got a good group, and we don't have quite as many guys as we had last year, but I think we've kind of gotten some of the right guys on the bus. And I told our guys yesterday, kind of talking to our seniors, what kind of program, what do you want your senior year to look like? What are you wanting what kind of memories are you wanting to make with it? And I'm kind of putting the ball in their court a little bit. We've got guys that have worked hard. And this team can be as good as we decide that we want to be. What kind of mentality we want to take to the field. Are we going to go out there and lay it on the line for each other? We're going to give it our all. We're going to really push and challenge ourselves. Or we're going to, learn to thrive out of being uncomfortable or being in a tough situation. Can we play with grit when things get hard? We haven't had the best 2 seasons. The last 2 years hadn't been the best years of Aggie football. But I'm kind of challenging our guys to raise the standard of what's acceptable to be a part of our team, and then hold each other to that standard. And we've got a number of guys that are doing that, and the more guys that we have doing that, the sky's the limit for this team.
Coach, are there any specific areas of the game that you have focused on improving during this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, you're a lot of times out there with helmets and getting a lot of time with your guys, so you're catching and throwing a lot. We're year 2 of our, base offensive and defensive schemes. I feel like we spent a lot of time kind of growing in that and understanding our roles. And when you really understand your role and you know what you're trying to do out on the field, then you should be able to just play loose and play fast and play free. So we spent a lot of time doing that. And I think now it's kind of been a long off season. We've done a lot this summer, but football's played with pads on. So I'm excited for fall camp to get here and to start practicing physical and getting after it and doing the things that it really takes to win football games.
Chris, Jim Jacobs, FNN Network. You got a lot of attention earlier this year on a vacation trip that you probably would have rather not had. Can you talk to us a little bit about what it was like to go through that process from your side of the thing? We all know what we saw, but what was it like for you?
Well, they say no press is bad press, right? So I was just, man, it was a series of unfortunate events for real. I think I learned a lot through that situation. I probably was not as prepared and doing things as safely as I should have been. But we were on a family vacation, and I like to get out early in the morning and get out on the ocean in a kayak and fish, which scares a lot of people. But I'm very comfortable in that environment. I'm scared of spiders and bees, but I'm not scared of the ocean. So what turned into something I've done plenty of times, just kind of quickly, Mother Nature was a little tougher than I was and a little stronger than I was. And so I found myself out there stranded. And, it was a long day, but definitely the hardest part really wasn't even for me. It was kind of what I knew my wife and family were probably thinking and going through throughout the day. And then once I, did get rescued by the Coast Guard and got in and got access to my phone, just seeing the response on social media and the amount of text messages and love and support that was being sent my way was pretty overwhelming, honestly. And even seeing in Sylacauga, they had a prayer vigil that they got together at the First Baptist Church in Sylacauga, and one of the cool things was about 10 minutes after that was when I got found. And so, when negative things happen in life, you hope there's some positives that come out of it. And I think for a lot of our kids at Sylacauga and a lot of guys on our football team, meeting together and praying together and kind of seeing the power of prayer come to fruition in a quick moment like that was hopefully an experience that's going to carry them, something that they can kind of fall back on and really see the hand of God working in a pretty powerful, crazy way. So it was a crazy situation, it easily could have turned out a lot worse. And usually when you hear missing and ocean, that's not a good combination. And so I definitely feel very blessed that it turned out the way that it did. Very thankful.
Coach Bruce Carr, B101 Sylacauga. Last couple of years, Sylacauga has struggled. You know that. But you got to move on. This year was a reclassification year. And I would dare say a lot of folks would probably think that Sylacauga's schedule the last couple of years was brutal. No matter how good or bad Sylacauga was or was going to be, that schedule, or those 2 years of schedules were pretty tough. You've reclassified now. You have new folks in your region. You've got new non-region games on your schedule this year that you haven't had in a while. Talk to us a little bit about your region games and what's going to transpire with that, and maybe about some of your non-region games as well.
Yeah, I feel like our region's been very competitive. A lot of just tough, hard-nosed football that's being played in our region. You know, when I was at American Christian for a long time playing 4A ball, I think there's a big jump to me from your average 4A team to your average 5A team, and I think I really saw that last year. But yeah, you know, you don't want to make excuses for where you are as a program. But man, when I took this job last year, one of the big websites online, Alabama Sports History or whatever, said that we had the toughest schedule in the state, regardless of classification. And they actually wrote this little excerpt about it, and the last line was "Good luck, Coach Smelly," and they weren't saying that in a positive way. And so, you know, it really was a difficult schedule. But I feel like we really grew as a program in my first year here. You know, we went from not winning a game an entire season 2 years ago, and we started out 0-8, and we played better ball and we competed against a lot of the teams that we played, but it was just hard to find a way to win. And our guys could have cashed it in. They could have quit playing. They could have quit showing up for practice, and they could have quit giving effort, but we didn't. And so, I mean, we were 0-8 towards the end of the season last year. We didn't show up on Mondays and practice like an 0-8 team, and what you might think, you know, the program felt like and looked like. And so it was really a testament to our guys and their resiliency, and just to continue to be able to push when times are hard is it's kind of a life lesson that you get to learn in football. You know, things aren't always easy, and you got to continue to push and continue to fight. And so for our guys to continue to push throughout the end of the season and find that first win, and then finish with winning our last game of the season as well, I think it was huge for our program. You know, losing can be a habit, and I feel like winning can be a habit. And it's just kind of like what your expectations are and what you expect and what you foresee happening. A lot of times can kind of play itself out. And so I think getting over that hump last year and continuing to be and improve as a team and who we wanted to be versus just looking at the situation around us and kind of shrinking into that, I think was huge. And so, you know, our schedule does look a lot different, and teams we hadn't played in a while. And so, you know, we're looking to compete in as many games as we can, you know, regardless of what happens on the scoreboard. We want to go out and play our best football and be the best that we can be. I mean, we definitely have a goal of being able to make the playoffs this year, and win a playoff game. You know, we haven't won a lot of playoff games. You look back over the past, you know, 2 decades, haven't really won hardly any playoff games. And so I'm proud of our guys, and I'm excited about the direction of our program. And, you know, we're not going to make any excuses. Our guys have worked hard. We got to continue to work on our mindset and, you know, what it takes to really be successful, all the small things, attitude, how we show up every day and all that. But I'm excited about where I'm at, excited about where our program's headed, the things that we have in place to help us be successful.
This question is for the players. Guys, what is it like to play for Chris Melly?
It's definitely a change from what we're used to, because he runs like a really, you know, wide open offense, obviously when it comes to like a technical standpoint, but just playing for him, you know, he really inspires us and he pushes us. You know, he doesn't just coach us football, he coaches us on life. You know, you want to give effort in everything you do, and you want to be relentless. And he's kind of inadvertently, he's bringing back the Sylacauga way of football that I grew up watching, which was, you know, high grit, high motor, and we may not be the most talented, but we're going to knock you in your mouth for the entirety of the game, and we're going to give it our all. And I feel like he's really bringing that effort back and bringing that mindset, and that's why, you know, I really look up to him and revere him for that.
Yeah, I agree. Just playing for him, just knowing him is like just very good guy. I want you to be your best at all times in the classroom, on the field. Outside of that, it's just good playing for him.
I think Nate said it best. You know, he's just a great guy. He's a great coach, and he really pushes us.
This question is for Coach Smiley. Drink for y'all on standouts. Any key players we should be on the lookout for this year?
What was that again?
Any key players that we should be on the lookout for this year?
Yeah, I mean, we got a good group of seniors. You know, these guys right here are going to all be vital to our success. I think Nathan started on the line. This will be his third year starting on the line. He wants to go be in the Air Force. And so he's been losing a little bit of weight over there a little prematurely. But he's strong and works hard and has gotten very tough. And so this will be his third year. Gabe was a key aspect for us last year and is going to kind of step into the role as our returning top receiver and kind of senior leader from that aspect. And Rance has played a lot of good ball starting in his sophomore year. Was kind of able to make those tough yards for you as a running back, and also was able to spring some big plays this past year too. So these guys will be instrumental. You know, obviously how successful you can be from an offensive standpoint, you know, comes down to where you are up front. We got 3 returning starters. Another kid that was able to come in and play some last year. So trying to shore up our offensive line. And then at quarterback, C.J. Franklin got some playing time last year as a 10th grader. Connor Twyman, you know, who did a tremendous job for us, kind of played through some injuries and had missed a little bit of time too during the season. And CJ actually came in and provided some sparks, you know, and sometimes I think having that role of sort of being the backup quarterback, and then you get to when you know your name does get called, you sort of feel like you get to play a little bit more loose and a little bit more free. And he stepped in and played really well for us. And defensively, we've got some new faces in the secondary, but some good athletes in the secondary. Trey Wright at safety, Quell Tony at safety, Kenson Threet, Corbin Patterson at corner. Trent Welburn's a senior that played a good bit for us last year. We feel pretty good about our linebacker depth. Got some good players, and just kind of if they're, you know, seeing them develop and continue to be more physical and tackle better is going to be a big part of our program, our season this year. And so, you know, like we've kind of been saying, like our guys have worked hard. You know, we don't have a team. If we don't look at our team and see a lot of guys with college offers and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's going to really take all 11 guys getting out there and just being relentless and just, you know, refusing to accept anything besides each other's best. And so, you know, we get that kind of buy-in from our guys, and that's how you turn around a program.
Trey from Central on standouts. This question is for the players. Who's the best NCAA 25 player in the locker room?
I'd want to say myself, but it's most definitely my brother. He beats me pretty good, but I think I'm definitely the second best.
Now I'm gonna have to go me.
They're all going to pick themselves.
I haven't lost to anybody, so yeah.
I don't play games.
Rance works on the farm, baby.
Good question.
I haven't even bought it.
Y'all need to bring it up to the field house. I'd like to play y'all.
Coach Strick was playing on
Coach, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You may not know.
We're going to get that one set up.
You know real football, but not NCAA.
I don't know. I played it in 2006.
Coach Smelly, going back to the scary incident on the kayak, first, thanks for being willing to discuss that with us. Second, is there anything that you learned from that incident that you can carry forward as in your roles as a coach and a teacher and a leader at Sylacauga High School?
Yeah, I mean, you know, definitely just being grateful for, you know, being where you're at, you know, and the impact that you're trying to make. And man, life moves so fast and it's so fleeting, you know, and really just time goes by so fast. I mean, I've got 4 kids and my oldest daughter's 10 years old, and you know, it's just scary to think how fast time actually goes. And so, you know, everybody's days are numbered, and we don't know when our time's going to run out. And so, man, let's be the best that we can. Let's make an impact with the time that we have. And I definitely want to do that. With my players and our school and our city, and want to have the best impact that I can. Absolutely.
For the three players, you guys ended last year with 2 wins, 2 exciting wins. How did that change the mood and what you did in the off season? Be able to come into the off season on a high like that.
Well, I'd like to first credit our seniors last year. I think they were definitely a big cornerstone to helping us, build this new culture and doing that. And without them, it wouldn't be possible because of the leadership they provided for us. So moving forward, we just want to kind of, ride that high and obviously, push what I was saying earlier, just relentless effort. And, we have to realize that, not everyone is going to, think of us as, hey, we're the big team, but in our eyes, we need to be the top dogs. We need to be the team that goes out and busts people in the mouth. And so that's kind of our mentality is, just give it all we got all the time. And like Coach Smelly said, live like, we don't know if tomorrow's promised or not. So give everything we have every day.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely upped our confidence for this upcoming season. I feel like everybody been putting in the extra work this summer. So, yeah.
We had a lot of great leaders last year that we had some shoes to fill that really helped us work.
We finished those last 2 games with those wins, but we had some other close ones and competed hard into the fourth quarter with some teams, some super talented teams. Think about our game early in the year with Moody. Had a game with Beauregard that we had won. I mean, we were up 21 points in the fourth quarter, and that was sort of that first feeling of like, man, finding a way to win and like learning how to win can be difficult. And so, again, want to credit, like how these guys said, some our seniors last year and continuing to push forward even when things were hard. I've talked to some coaches and just talked about when things are hard and going through tough times and going through a losing season. And a coach said, yeah, I mean, you might start a year with 60 players, and by the end of the year you got 40 guys out there. Well, that didn't happen with us. I mean, it was tough. It was hard, especially after that Beauregard game. And guys kept showing up, kept working. And so that's a testament to the guys and the culture that I feel like we're on the cusp of building.
And kind of going along with what Coach Smelly said about the Beauregard loss, we were all, very upset by that. It was a big heartbreaker for us. So to be able to unite as a team and use kind of like that pain, that disappointment, that kind of really shifted us all towards that common goal of, working together every day and giving it what we've got and really just buying into what Coach Smelly wanted for us. And I think from there forward, it really just shifted our culture. And I think now we're on the right track and we're going to continue that.
Chris, in years past, video games could be coaches' worst nightmares because the kids were all doing it and weren't necessarily focused on football or other things that they need to be focused on. But it seems like the release of NCAA 25, the football has first off, I don't know anybody that's not talking about it. So do you think that this could possibly help a coach get kids out to play football?
Oh, man. Yeah, I think that they could definitely be doing a lot of worse things. And so, and I hadn't played the game yet. I think it was a while ago when I had it back on my PlayStation 2.
It's way different.
Yeah. And so, I definitely grew up playing it and all that when I was younger. But there's probably a level of just like kind of seeing things and seeing football and how plays are called and seeing concepts and different things that I imagine is pretty realistic in a lot of ways. And there's a lot of worse things that they could be doing for sure.